10 o'clock, 70 degrees. Going to be partly cloudy later on today. An isolated pop-up shower is possible inland and a high of 82. Tonight, clear, a low of 64. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Eric Bilstad. Attorneys for the family of Devontae Mitchell are renewing their call for charges after meeting with the Milwaukee County DA's office on Wednesday and viewing security video from the downtown Hyatt Hotel where Mitchell died. Mitchell dying after a confrontation with security guards at the Hyatt downtown. Attorney Ivory Lamar says he believes there's more than enough evidence to bring significant charges against an off-duty security worker at the center of the incident.
First-degree intentional homicide is appropriate here. We believe that he knew that his actions would lead to death and that he was purposed to cause that. And that's what is realized.
Now, the operator of the Hyatt Regency did fire several employees connected to that incident, which occurred late last month. The man in custody this morning following a police shooting in Milwaukee's Sherman Park neighborhood. 2 police detectives fired shots after an armed robbery suspect pointed a gun at them, says police. This happened near 15th and Locust Tuesday night. The suspect was hit but took off running. He was arrested Wednesday afternoon as a non-fatal injury from that shooting. The RNC security checkpoints going up right now to affect more than just attendees of the convention, too. Many downtown businesses are in the security zone, will also be affected. We Energy's spokesperson Brendan Conway tells WTMJ they're encouraging any employee who can work from home to do so.
It's just to avoid having people have to come down and go through the security, driving in, to have fewer people, maybe clogging up the security. And also, in case there's protests and the roads get closed.
Conway also warns there could be limited parking because of the security restrictions. Before the RNC officially kicks off, Comedy Central's Daily Show will set up shop at Cathedral Square for InDogcision 2024.
The Daily Show is partnering with Matic for a free voter registration event and animal adoption gathering in Cathedral Square Park, Sunday, July 14th.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Matic Executive Director Karen Sparapani tells Wisconsin's Midday News she didn't have a lot of time to plan.
And of course, it was the last minute thing. Like usually events take 6 months to put on. This was 2 weeks ago.
Sparapani says Milwaukee's Area Domestic Animal Control Commission is full to the brim with dogs and cats who need a home. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Time now for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Mid-morning trading on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow is up 96. The NASDAQ down 235. And the S&P down 30. Get an honest opinion of where you are financially and where you're headed. Work with a fee-only fiduciary. Start at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather next. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:03.
Baird has invested in the vitality of downtown Milwaukee for over a century. Hi, I'm Mary Ellen Stanek, president of Baird Funds. Baird is a world-class financial services firm. As one of downtown's largest employers, we believe in supporting the communities we serve. We're proud to call downtown our home, and even prouder to elevate our city's world-class amenities with a new convention center. Experience it for yourself. Go to MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
New windows? Siding Unlimited. Why a siding company? Because Siding Unlimited is so much more than siding. In fact, Pella Window Company of Pella, Iowa, named Siding Unlimited their Platinum Premier Contractor of the Year in the whole USA 4 times. And beyond just swapping windows, they can even put doors in place of windows, or windows in place of doors. Best windows, best installer. Go for the best. SidingUnlimited.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Siding Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. 8 scoreless innings for Tobias Myers as the Brewers win easy over the Pirates on Wednesday night. 9-zip the final. Rubber match is this afternoon. Day baseball here on WTMJ from American Family Field. Our coverage starts at 12:35. First pitch just after 1 right here on WTMJ. WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving, time saver traffic. Roadwork slowing down the road in a couple of spots. 894 northbound between the Hale and the Zoo. You'll see some slowdowns in that stretch. Should be able to get through it. By the time you're at Lincoln and heading north there, you should be all the way through, but you are going to see some slowdowns there. Also, 43 southbound just south of the Hale roadwork in that stretch as well will slow down the ride. The WTMJ 5-day forecast for the day today. A cloudier start, then it's going to become partly cloudy later on. There is a chance for an isolated pop-up shower inland today. A high of 82. Right now the radar is clear. Tonight, clear, a low of 64. Friday, sunny, a high of 83. Saturday comes the humidity and a slight chance for a thunderstorm. A high of 87 on Saturday, heat index 95. Sunday, hot and humid, a chance for storms, and a heat index hits 100. Monday, still hot and humid with a heat index near 100, and again, a chance for storms on Monday. Right now, it's 70 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Eric Bilstead, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:07.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, it's time to fast forward. Welcome to the future of almost everything in Wisconsin on the Upswing. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs. Joining WTMJ's Jeff Sherman, here's Steve Glenn and Martin Moore.
Good morning, Wisconsin. Good morning, Milwaukee. The future of almost everything. Steve Glenn, Martin Moore, back. It seems like we've been just months since we've had this show.
It's been 2 weeks for me. I was in Quebec, and then, it's weird.
Well, it's great to have you both back in the studio. Local analysis on national business issues, unique technology, and community trends and takes on important news you can use. Today, we got a interesting topic on some new corporate speak. CEOs have a new term that's grating on employees. I'm guessing you may even hear this term at some of the national political conventions like the RNC too. The future of the performing arts, specifically the Marcus Performing Arts Center here in Milwaukee, the future of train travel. We'll have a guest appearance from the executive director of the Easttown Association. Bastille Day starts today right here in the heart of the state, downtown Milwaukee. That's what the Thursday show is all about. Quickly, though, I got some news you can use. If you want to chime in as we talk, the WTMJ talk and text line is 855-616-1620. The future of ramp closures in downtown. You need to know this, especially if you're heading anywhere around greater Milwaukee via car this coming weekend and next week. Starting Monday at 2 a.m., vehicle and pedestrian movement, it's going to be really restricted, and access to downtown will be limited. There's going to be 5 entry points to downtown where vehicles can be swept and checked. So just to keep that in mind, the Wisconsin Department of Transportation is notifying motorists of upcoming traffic impacts, too. Just quickly go through this list. You can find more information on WTMJ.com. The Hone Bridge, 794 between Van Buren and Carfair Drive, Sunday morning closed, Monday morning closed, eastbound I-794. Access to Van Buren Street and St. Paul Avenue will remain open. McKinley Avenue, Fond du Lac Avenue ramps closed the week. Next week for the RNC, I-794 eastbound ramp closed to James Lovell next week. And the Kilbourne Avenue tunnels are closed next week as well. But somehow today, through it all, Stephen Martin made it into the studio. How was your drive or walk into the studio today?
It was fine till I got off McKinley. and then basically it was a game of street hopping. And luckily I found a spot 2 blocks away.
Yeah, there was a lot that was still wide open and only a few blocks more.
I might take a might take a helicopter next time I need to
you go.
Get downtown.
They love to hear that.
I got to rearrange some stuff next week, or I'm going to be in some real trouble. I did not think ahead.
It just feels a little different, weird that you see all these barricades and like ways to keep people from getting certain spots and all like surrounding downtown. It's just interesting.
Also, where do you get all those barricades? Like, is there just a company that like makes them and leases them out? Because they look brand new.
Yeah.
Like all the fencing.
They look brand new, like they were
and
just
the concrete barricades too.
Sure.
Yeah, there's not a lot of blemishes on them. They're like just boom down. They look glorious.
And they had a system because they were just. I mean, that wall was going up like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mentioned yesterday to open the show that it feels a little bit like the beginning of the Northwestern Mutual annual meeting, where you see a lot more people on the streets kind of walking around with lanyards and badges. But with the fencing and the security perimeter, there's almost this like nervous energy in downtown. But I think it's a really good thing. And I saw yesterday as I walked to lunch, just a lot of people just walking around to see what it's all about. Obviously, that won't be possible in the heart of the city next week. But what are your additional impressions coming into downtown for the first time?
It's different. I mean, Milwaukee's only had a few things like this, a few events like this in the last, decade that were this substantial and took this much infrastructure and planning and choreography. And so it's kind of fun to see. And it, like you mentioned,
it's
cool.
Fun to see.
The curiosity from the people who live here, it's kind of fun to watch. Hopefully everything is safe and calm and, there's not too much nonsense and stuff going on. And it can be a really positive thing for the city of Milwaukee.
Yeah. Feels very real.
Yeah, right. It's definitely real now.
You hear that a lot. Whoa, it's here.
We're just fortunate that we could have had the DNC. We're fortunate that we have something like the RNC, and that eyes are on Milwaukee. That we've grown enough where we're part of the conversation for some of these organizations and events. And, and it makes me happy to see.
We'll be doing the shows from Media Row next week, and I'm lining up a bunch of conversations with local business owners in the area. And it's interesting to kind of hear the talk already. A lot of the processes being changed, new staffing, some doing the exact opposite, saying, hey, I'm going to pull away. I'm not going to have my regulars. So it's an interesting mix. So it would be great to see come Monday, what that reality is in terms of additional traffic and throughput.
Sure. Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I always don't know if we're going to go to break, but I've been hearing a lot too from businesses in the hard zone that they are booked.
Yeah,
are they?
They are booked now. Yeah,
wasn't it like a couple weeks ago the opposite?
For a while.
Good, that's good because that was for me that was concerning because the deal was whether this was going to bring all kinds of people and money to the city, and then for a while we were hearing the venues aren't booked and there's not events and stuff, and so it's good to hear that's finally starting to happen because the city needs that money. There's a lot of stuff that we need to pay for to help better the city and the people, and this can be a huge opportunity for Milwaukee.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt. Next, Wall Street CEO talk. Will it make its way to Wisconsin? This is the Upswing, presented by Horicon Bank.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join me as we count down to the RNC in Milwaukee. We'll talk to the biggest names across the political landscape.
The idea of having the convention here is to advertise the city of Milwaukee. And it's not good advertising for the city of Milwaukee if they're throwing Molotov cocktails and overturning cop cars.
Full podcast available on WTMJ.com or text RNC to the Old National Bank Talk and Text line and get a link sent directly to you.
Decision Wisconsin 2024 coverage is presented by Pasternak and Zergabel.
Hi, this is WTMJ's Jeff Sherman with a few words about my friends at Horicon Bank. For more than 125 years, Horicon Bank has built a foundation of beneficial relationships with their customers. Now serving the greater Milwaukee area with branches in Wauwatosa, that's my hometown, New Berlin, Menominee Falls, and Grafton, Horicon Bank is eternally linked to the growth and prosperity of the families and businesses in our community. Together, doing good. That's Horicon Bank's vision for all of your commercial and personal banking needs. Horicon Bank truly is the natural choice. Member FDIC.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Time for another new coat of paint on your house? Get Rhino Shield ceramic coating. You won't have to paint again for 25 years guaranteed. Right now, get $1,500 off with 12 months same as cash financing. Visit RhinoShieldWIS.com.
No paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ Steve Scafidi. Yet another strong storm rolled through Oak Creek in South Milwaukee, causing actual damage at my house. Thankfully, I knew exactly what to do. I called my friends Jeff and Jake at Loyal Family Renovations, and Jeff came by to assess the damage. If your home has suffered storm damage, don't leave it up to the out-of-towners. Loyal Family is family-owned, and the loyalty belongs to their customers. Contact them today for a free damage inspection, and they'll help make your home remodeling dreams a reality. LoyalFamilyRenovations.com.
One of the biggest staples of summer is back. It's Cream Puff Palooza. This is the best way to get your Cream Puff fix on ahead of the Wisconsin State Fair. And you don't even have to wait until the end of the month. It's Cream Puff Palooza, and it's back. Registration opens Monday. Stay tuned right here on WTMJ. Or, better yet, head to WTMJ.com for more details. All right, the future of almost everything. We're back. Martin Moore, Steve Glenn. We talk a lot about workplace items and issues on this show often. The latest cringeworthy corporate buzzword. Have you heard this?
I hope not.
All right. From the Wall Street Journal, you may want to examine or delve into the phrase, which has become persuasive in conference calls and grates on many. It's almost like a joke, some employees are saying.
It's a lot of buildup here.
You need to read the intro of the story. I'm going to read a little bit for you just because it's so well written. The story from the Wall Street Journal by T-Ping Chen and Nicholas Miller. Ruben Roy isn't a guy who tends to beat himself up, but he's still chagrined about what he said on an earnings call last month. Roy is the managing director at a financial company, and he heard the chief executive of a healthcare company discuss its latest results. During the Q&A call, Roy asked the speaker to elaborate on those remarks about investment opportunities. Roy said, I wanted to double-click a bit on some of the commentary you had. And Roy instantly kind of stepped back and said, oh my goodness, did I just say double click? So it's one of the fastest spreading corporate buzzwords. Double click is both polarizing and persuasive, right? Particularly on Wall Street, the figure of speech is now being used as a shorthand for examining something a little bit more, kind of taking it to the next level, like you double click on a folder on your computer.
Oh, we get it.
Some, like Roy, find the idiom obnoxious.
Yes,
so
Roy's correct.
Double clicking defenders say the phrase encourages deeper thinking. You have the bandwidth for this one, Steve Glenn?
Oh,
I am 1,000% in on this.
No.
Yes.
Are you
I am
serious?
going to take double click to the next level.
Steve Glenn, please.
Yes.
Have you heard this?
I love it.
In a meeting or a corporate
and if I
setting?
do
'Cause
now,
I haven't.
I haven't either.
The meeting's over. You say double click. Whatever interaction
done?
we're having, I'm gone. Absolutely not.
Well, that's passion right there.
Wow. We don't need to circle back on this any later.
I mean, we've had this conversation, the three of us, before about like corporate lingo.
Let's get on the same page
I
here.
cannot stand words like that, LinkedIn language, I call it. You say double click to me, and you immediately go down a couple notches on the respect level.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Well, honestly, though, creative, easy to remember phrases work in the workplace. They work for speeches. They work for politicians.
Sure.
So maybe we need a little bit more levity and fun, and we need to integrate more of this into our daily lives.
They work. Cringy stuff works because it's engagement bait. And human beings love engagement bait. And like you say something cringy or post something cringy on the internet, of course you're going to get a reaction from people. That's why they do it. They don't do it because double click is a cool, unique word or phrase, or they do it because it gets people like me riled up and to remember something and pay attention. And so, I get the psychology behind it. It doesn't take away the fact that that's one of the worst words or phrases I've ever heard in my entire life.
What do you say instead? If you want somebody to pursue additional action and take the next step?
Action, take the next step.
No,
That's
you
just
say
not
double
as
click.
fun.
You say double click America.
Steve, I'm going to get Steve a shirt that just says double click.
I'm going to pay people to say double click.
Double clicker. Oh my God.
All right. Well, I want everyone to just keep this on the radar because it's something that's coming. And if Wall Street Journal's talking about it, and for a couple of years it's been in corporate presentations, CEOs are using it. Are we going to see it from politicians? Are we going to see it more in our emails?
No, we will.
I think it's happening 100%. Like that's the answer so often you hear on podcasts and talk shows. 100%.
100%.
That one doesn't
I think
bug
the that one doesn't bug you?
No.
Okay.
I say 1,000%.
Ooh, you're next
Fine,
level.
I take
Steve
it up
Glenn.
10 times.
All right.
You know, I'm glad we were able to double click on this topic.
All right. Well, I needed to get that off my chest. I really did. I love the story and I love things like that. So let's, after the break.
Yeah.
The future of the Marcus Performing Arts Center in downtown Milwaukee. Corporate funding, county funding, and how you kind of blend the two to continue to move our arts forward. Some may say, well, this isn't necessarily a business topic. I truly think it is, and it's so important to the future of our community. This is The Upswing, presented by Horicon Bank.
Your daily appointment for all things Brewers. From every angle, this is Brewers 360.
Look, this is not put the ball in the hands of Giannis at the end of a game. In baseball, it's got to be up and down the lineup.
Every day at 7:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
This is the show right now, and the competition's pretty stiff.
Sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Holiday Automotive.
I love where your head is right there, so we can definitely come up with some fun ideas for sure.
Oh, be careful, Matt. Now, you just you opened up Pandora's box here.
What will medicine look like 10 years from now, 20 years from now? And who is going to lead us there? I'm Dr. Amir Ghaffari, professor of surgery and president and CEO of the Physician Enterprise at the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. New knowledge, never settling. That's what will get us there. Because as one of the few academic health systems in the nation, we push further and train the next generation of experts. Beyond our acclaimed medical care, our research keeps advancing the field, leading to breakthrough treatments and providing the foundation for the innovations of tomorrow. You have access to all of that right here. If you have heart disease, if you have a loved one dealing with cancer, if you're just trying to keep your family healthy, this level of care is invaluable. Through the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, we are pushing ahead, giving our patients and our community the best of what academic medicine can offer today and tomorrow.
The July sale on Norwalk Furniture is on now at Ken Michaels Furniture. Save 40% on showroom pieces that are ready for immediate delivery, or in just 35 days, you can create a look that reflects your unique style with over 850 fabric and leather options. From family-friendly to on-point designs, these fabrics are durable and fashionable, and our design service is free to help you put it all together. For better quality American-made upholstery, stop in today and save at any Ken Michaels Furniture locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or downtown. Get a better night's sleep and save money on a Milwaukee mattress. For over 70 years, our family has been making mattresses and selling them direct to your family. By cutting out distribution costs, you can save up to 50% and get a better night's sleep on a premium mattress. Go green with natural latex. Reduce tossing and turning at night by reducing pressure points on your body. This is one of our most popular mattresses. Stop in today and take a test rest at any of our Ken Michaels Furniture locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or downtown.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Since 1955, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. Hey, don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget. They'll even build custom designs to meet your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geisdoors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Welcome back to The Upswing, presented by Horicon Bank. Martin Moore, Steve Glenn join the future of almost everything. We do it every Thursday. What's the future of the Marcus Performing Arts Center in downtown Milwaukee? And what's the future of arts in general in greater Milwaukee? Both obviously have wonderful, amazing impacts in the business world. But first, my very Milwaukee observation here is that way too many people still call the Marcus Center the PAC. And even myself, and full disclosure, I'm a former Marcus Performing Arts Center board member. I still catch myself calling it the Marcus Center or the Marcus Center for the Performing Arts all the time. But anyway, that's,
we know
that's a Milwaukee.
We know what you mean.
We know what you're talking about.
Just
That's
like Miller Park.
Yes. So the CEO of the Marcus Center wrote a letter to the county board, provided an update to the Parks and Culture Committee last week, asking for ongoing, continued support. The Marcus Center, I did it again. The Marcus Performing Arts Center is at a pivotal juncture, he wrote in the letter that was sent on June 18th. He said the Marcus Center would be in a negative cash position by 2026, cited loss of revenue, obviously continued from COVID days. The MSOs move outside of the Marcus Center to their beautiful new location here on Wisconsin Avenue. And just as you see across the board, increasing costs. Steve, obviously from your seat at MISO, what are you seeing in terms of the ups and downs of funding for arts?
Yeah, certainly not with MISO itself from where it sits, but I do see a number of other arts groups that they're all, we all are kind of in the same boat of having to have a mix of funding mechanisms. And part of it is because when you want to make the arts accessible to everyone or as many people as possible, that costs money.
Yeah.
And so I see a lot of support in the city for the arts, but I also see a lot of opportunity to get more people involved so that these kids who would also, or people would never have a chance to see some of these groups do see these groups.
Yeah. And it's not only about funding all the time, but that's the thing that rises to the top for sure. And I think you're seeing kind of across the country people pulling back a little bit in terms of their attendance at performing arts. But that earned income for arts groups is so incredibly important.
Yes. Yeah. And if you have an opportunity to get into this building, right, the Marcus Performing Arts Center, the Milwaukee Youth Arts Center, any of these places where these things happen, you will see why they matter to this community and why they matter to the young people that they transform, whether those young people are participating or they are in the audience.
Yeah. And then the county's put in $14 million over the last 20 years into the Marcus Performing Arts Center, and the center itself has contributed more than $23 million to improvements. So it's not like investments aren't being made on both sides,
right.
But every decrease in funding prevents further opportunities for performances and engagement and outreach. And, it brings up the question, how are we going to continue to fill all these facilities, and do we need as many of the facilities as we have?
Sure.
And I'm guessing that might part of that answer is yes, part of it's no.
Yeah.
I agree. Perhaps we're just overly saturated with facilities and venues for, how many people are attending. But they have to be supported. Performing arts and arts in general is it's one of those things in communities and cities where they always are struggling to make money, but they're so vital and necessary because there's a lot of people like me who dropped out of college and arts and performing arts and that entire world. That's my whole opportunity. That's a lot of people's only vessel for making money and being creative and being fulfilled in life. And I do a poor job of. I've never even been in that facility ever, which is genuinely shocking. And so, we got to get butts in the seats and get them to make money.
I mean, the building is in the center or the heart of the arts district of the city.
Yes.
We have that. If there's a building we need to rally around, this is one of them.
Yeah, and I'm saying having the annual Broadway series that brings touring Broadway shows to the Midwest and Milwaukee is vital.
Yes.
Rainbow Summer is back this summer outside of the Marcus Performing Arts Center, and The Daily Show will be there next week. So you got a Broadway series, you got jazz, you got dance. There's a lot of things that happen in that facility that otherwise wouldn't if it wasn't funded by both private and public dollars.
Yeah.
Steve,
I'm sorry, I think I said Arts District, Theater District.
the theater district, yes. So, quickly, Steve, what are you looking at in terms of like how can arts groups continue to diversify their revenue sources and kind of reduce the dependence on some of the public dollars? Are you hearing that a lot with groups?
I know a lot of groups think about this. I don't. Some are more savvy than others. I think one of the keys to this will be micro donations. Expanding the donor base to the everyday person who can or may not be able to get in a seat, but want to see that organization thrive.
All right, coming up next, it's a fast train. It's not a fast train, but it's a packed train. WTMJ's news time is 10:30. ABC News and local headlines are coming up next and more with Martin Moore and Steve Glenn.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Biden wrapping up meetings with NATO leaders in Washington today. This evening, he will hold a news conference, his first since the presidential debate 2 weeks ago, and his calls for him to step aside atop the ticket grow. Inflation cooled in June for the third straight month, a sign that the big price spike brought on by COVID is fading, even though we are having to pay more for some things these days, according to ABC News business correspondent Alexis Christoforous.
The one thing that we are spending a lot on and continue to spend a lot on is motor vehicle insurance, up 20% year over year, and rent, shelter continues to hit us in the wallet, up more than 5%. It's starting to come down, but inflation has remained sticky.
The remnants of Hurricane Beryl causing widespread flooding in Vermont as the storm moved northeast from Texas, where more than 1 million homes and businesses are still without power. Americans traveling in record numbers, but Delta Airlines says profits fell 29% in the second quarter because of higher costs. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:31. A man in custody following a police shooting in Milwaukee's Sherman Park neighborhood. 2 Milwaukee police detectives fired shots after an armed robbery suspect pointed a gun at them near 15th and Locust. Police say this happened Tuesday night. The suspect was hit, took off running. He was arrested on Wednesday afternoon. The Wisconsin Elections Commission is meeting to discuss Dropbox rules. We'll be back at it this afternoon after closing their session. And today marks the start of the 41st annual Bastille Days celebration in Cathedral Square Park. Downtown Milwaukee festivities kick off at 11. Of course, Storm the Bastille, the 5K, is tonight at 9. Time now for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Right now, mixed bag. The Dow is up 98. The NASDAQ down 312, and the S&P is down 43. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving, time saver traffic. Some slowdowns because of road work. You're especially going to see it on 894 northbound. Just north of the Hale, some road work being done. You'll see the barrels and the brake lights there. Also 43 south, just south of the Hale. Also some slowdowns in that stretch because of the road work being done there. 43 northbound, also a delay or two north of the Marquette as you head toward Capitol Drive in that stretch. Again, there's some barrels up and there's road work taking place. The WTMJ 5-day forecast for the day today. It's going to become partly cloudy as the day goes on. There is a chance for some rain, isolated pop-up showers possible inland. The high today, 82 inland. Tonight, clear, a low of 64. Friday, sunny, 83. Saturday, the humidity comes in. It's going to be very hot, a high of 87. The heat index, though, 95. Chance for storms on Saturday. Same thing Sunday, chance for storms and hot. Heat index could hit 100 on Sunday. Monday, still hot and still a chance for storms. Right now in Milwaukee, 71. I'm Eric Bilstead, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:33.
Relax with a cold beverage and a great Friday fish fry in an up-north supper club atmosphere. Right here at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill. WTMJ's John Mercure here for one of my favorite spots. The fish fry is all you care to eat and one of the best. All other dinners are buy one, get one free. So enjoy your favorite steak, seafood, the pan-fried walleye, even steak and lobster. Your second dinner is free as you dine in one of the 8 beautiful dining rooms. Relax with your favorite beverage on the patio in the woods. It is spectacular. Great place for a beer, a glass of wine. Saturday night, tonight, buy one prime rib dinner, get one free. The magnificent Sunday brunch is all you care to eat. Kids and grandkids under 3 always eat for free. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of Holy Hill. Wherever you live, it's worth a beautiful drive through the Kettle Moraine Forest for your free dinner this weekend, a Wisconsin summer must-see. Tables are open at my favorite place, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Baird has invested in the vitality of downtown Milwaukee for over a century. Hi, I'm Mary Ellen Stanek, president of Baird Funds. Baird is a world-class financial services firm. As one of downtown's largest employers, we believe in supporting the communities we serve. We're proud to call downtown our home, and even prouder to elevate our city's world-class amenities with a new convention center. Experience it for yourself. Go to MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here for Elmbrook Family Dental. I wanted to tell you the news. They not only have 2 beautiful locations in Brookfield I just went to, there's a 3rd dental office under construction right now, opening soon in Wauwatosa. Go to elmbrookfamilydental.com. Their new Wauwatosa dental office is being built right now near Research Park, and it's set to open August 1st. Go to elmbrookfamilydental.com. You don't have to wait months to get in. It's a one-stop shop for the entire family. That's elmbrookfamilydental.com.
See that train, the midnight train runs both ways. See that train, the midnight train runs both ways. See that train, the midnight train runs both ways. See that train, the midnight train runs both ways.
Welcome back to the Upswing, presented by Horicon Bank. Martin Moore, Steve Glenn join. A quick follow-up on the last segment. Just seeing on the Business Journal's website today, the United Performing Arts Fund wants to raise $3 million more by the end of the summer and warns that some programs could be decreased or cut entirely without additional community support. They have kind of less than 8 weeks to do that because the end of the summer is coming up quick. But it will be interesting to see UPAF, obviously, the community-wide Arts Performing Fund that funds a variety of different arts groups. The nonprofit said it's working to reach its 2023 fundraising goal of nearly $10.6 million. So another thing to keep an eye on funding-wise for the arts.
I'll make a donation.
Hey, watch your favorite groups, and because they're all sending out communications, too, to help rally around that cause.
Perfect.
All right. That's good. Microfunding, as Steve mentioned, incredibly important in all sectors. So Fast Company yesterday had this headline. Even Amtrak was surprised by the instant popularity of its new Chicago-Milwaukee Twin Cities route.
Were they?
That's interesting.
I was like, you're surprised?
Yeah, right.
I'm surprised they're surprised.
Wow. So does the success of the new Amtrak Borealis bode well for other regional train routes? Amtrak's Borealis launched on May 21st, and in June, the line's first month of service, it saw more than 18,500 riders. The average is about 300 passengers a day in each direction. Total ridership exceeded Amtrak's forecasts, which Ray Lang, vice president of Amtrak State-Supported Services, says were already very optimistic, but it exceeded them by 2,900 passengers.
Love it.
What that really means, he says, is that there's strong demand for short-distance corridor trains in the United States.
Yes, this is nothing new.
It's just easy.
It is. I take the Amtrak to La Crosse. My brother-in-law and my nieces live there. Driving to La Crosse from Milwaukee is, in my opinion, sort of a miserable. It's just long enough where it's like, I don't want to do it. So I'll take the Amtrak, have a little cocktail in the observation car. Like, it's just floor-to-ceiling windows. It's awesome. I love taking the Amtrak. And it's great to see that they're opening up new routes, and you don't have to tell anybody how terrible the train system is in the United States and in North America, obviously because we're so big. But it's like these short distance routes are huge, especially when you're traveling during holidays, and it's stress free. Sometimes it can be quicker ish.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing with the travel between here and the Twin Cities.
Yes.
It's still
Chicago.
7 hours-ish.
Right.
So I don't know if you're saving a ton of time, but at the same time, you're saving a ton of stress.
Yes.
And that's the most important. You're able to get work done on the train.
Eat, have a
and
cocktail.
Kind of be with yourself. Yes.
Play some Wordle.
Yes.
Not get mad at your family.
Yes. Do you take the Hiawatha to Chicago often?
Yes.
Either one of you for work?
I would say every couple of years. I mainly take the Amtrak to La Crosse.
Okay.
I'm probably 50-50 on driving versus getting on the Amtrak when I'm got to head to Chicago.
If I could do it in an hour, I would take it every time.
All right. Well, that's hopefully the future of train travel, right? Speeding up with high-speed rail, nice. And that would be just a game changer. Yes.
It's
especially between here and Madison. That's what we need.
Yeah. It's tough to do in North America because we're not Europe. Like there's so much land and so much distance to travel that it's expensive. So I get it, but if you want train travel to succeed the way it should, it definitely needs to be faster.
All right. The future of online scams, not something we really want to talk about, but we want to educate a little bit. So this will be a good one for Martin, for the fans. It's a big month of online sales. So the Better Business Bureau has a bunch of tips so you can enjoy supporting businesses during all these July sales that are happening right now. But you got to stay safe and you got to stay alert and you got to really be mindful in terms of the scammers that are out there. This is the Upswing presented by Horicon Bank.
This is Brad Youngbooth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. We have two big humps in this business, right before summer and right after fall. And for us, that's when the lines are the longest. Folks usually choose to do their exterior work during those times, and what I'm trying to do here with this message is level out the flow of business so that we don't have to disappoint anyone come November and December because they were hoping to get their work done before the snow flies. I understand where the focus is during summer, but you know what? It really is a great time to get signed up for your exterior work, like siding and windows, because that's when the lines are the shortest, and it's the one time that we're pretty sure we're not going to get any snow. So if you're looking to get your work done, why put it off? The lines are shorter and we'll be ready. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, call Semper Fi because you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. The Mine Shaft in Hartford is hiring servers, bartenders, and pizza cooks. A great summer job for high school and college students. You'll make great cash. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Inquire today, start next week. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
I'm Dave Sager. I'm the chairman of Bethlehem Evangelical Lutheran Church and School. In 1998, we made a decision to buy some property in Germantown. It was always the mindset. Someday we would build a church on that property. Horicon Bank bent over backwards for us repeatedly. I can't tell you how many times I reached out to Michelle on a Saturday, on a Sunday. Can you help me out? And it would not be possible without Horicon Bank and Catalyst Construction. Just amazing individuals, and it's all family.
David Nason of The Fix-It Show here with my friend Chris Mancuso of Accurate Basement Repair.
Hey, David, did you know it's been the third wettest spring here in Milwaukee, like since 1870?
Seriously? Tell us more.
Well, it's a great time to get down in that basement and take the smell test. If it smells musty, take a flashlight, take a look around, see what you have.
As a home inspector, I know firsthand, do not procrastinate. Have your basement looked at ASAP or visit AccurateBasementRepair.com because they're not just good, they're accurate.
For the last 16 years, we've been hosting private tours throughout the city's most delicious eateries, iconic breweries, and cultural neighborhoods. I'm Teresa from Milwaukee Food and City Tours. Let us plan your next team outing on our Brady Street lunch tour. Kick off your besties bachelorette weekend with a Bloody Mary brunch or on our super fun tacos and tequila tour. And celebrate your next birthday on our famous pizza bus tour. Schedule your next outing with a private bus or walking tour at MilwaukeeFoodTours.com.
Yard work, playing with the kids, getting back out on the boat, things that should be enjoyable, not painful. Vince Vetrano for Connect Chiropractic, where I've been seeing Dr. Alex Young and his team for nearly a year. My neck, back, and shoulder feeling so much better. It's not just that. Did you know regular chiropractic care can help with sciatica, vertigo, great for athletes, and all without twisting, cracking, or popping? Connect Chiro Docs use a special tool for all the adjustments so there's no discomfort. Learn more or book your first appointment now at Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
Welcome back to the Upswing, presented by Horicon Bank. 5 days until Amazon Prime Day. Just quickly, anyone remember Osgood's? It was this Bartolotta restaurant that opened in 2015 at the Mayfair Collection. Did burgers and Italian beef and custard. It was really good. It closed in 2020, and kind of taken over by Chicago-based Phoenix Hospitality Group. But it was really cool to see kind of Bartolotta's expand upon they had this old former concept called North Point Custard at the lakefront and at the airport. But it was a really nice risk for the Bartolotta Group. But now, I got to tell you, the Osgoods out at Mayfair Collection is a new Horicon Bank branch. So if you're looking to get insight from the good people at Horicon Bank and you want to walk into a former restaurant and see how it's transformed into this innovative banking spaces with virtual tellers, really cool boardrooms and wonderful space, even a little podcast studio there. Check out the former Osgoods, which is now Horicon Bank at Mayfair Collection. That's my tip.
Free burgers when you open an account?
Well, possibly. I don't know. I don't know if I have.
Hi, I'm Steve Glenn. I'd like to open 50 checking accounts, please.
Yeah. One thing, I don't think you'll get free burgers at Amazon Prime Day, which is coming up. But I wanted to kind of put the lens on safety for buying online. I think it's something that's still on people's minds, especially now. There's so many like lookalike websites out there, social media ads that are a little sketchy, all these phishing scams. Martin, you're an expert in this space. What can people do to protect themselves, especially now because July, you got a ton of big sales coming.
Oh, for sure. I mean, obviously Amazon Prime Day at cost. That's what I'm ramping up for next week. I mean, don't buy from sketchy websites, like Alibaba and all of those. I mean, stick to name brand websites, like buy your Nikes from Nike.com and buy your whatever pants from Kohl's and don't use sketchy websites. If you get like text messages, some rando text message that says, whatever's on sale, like verify that it's, from a real company or a brand.
It's kind of business 101 to do the research on the seller and the retailer first, right?
Exactly.
I think too often people say, "Oh, here's a website or here's a listing I'm going to buy." You should probably step back a little bit and make sure that product is legit.
If you stick to reputable websites, you're not going to have a problem. It's when you start really like cruising for deals and into getting to sketchy websites that you could run into a clone product or a fake product, or you get a box with a brick in it, which you hear about all the time.
Gotta be careful what you double click on.
Yeah. Ooh, there you go.
That's fine.
Yes,
I'm fine with that one.
Bringing it back.
Any ways to make sure that websites are secure?
HTTPS.
All right.
Yeah. Do not visit HTTP sites.
But a lot of people see the link and they don't look at the link.
Yes.
Or they don't. You can hover over the link and see what website is it actually going to. That's a key little.
There's going to be a lot of scam emails people are going to get for deals, and then they'll click on it thinking it's it's really some brand, and then once you're in there, it's very easy for them to steal your information. Sometimes they're not even trying to scam you with a product. They're trying to just get your information, your credit card number, your social security number.
Scam you later.
Exactly. So if there's some product that seems too good to be true, a Tesla Model Y for, 10 grand, it's probably not true. So,
ooh.
What?
I shouldn't have bought that.
Wait, those aren't $10,000?
What about payment? You always suggest paying with a card, or are you comfortable
Never
with...
use your debit card. Always use a credit card if you're going to purchase with a card.
But you're secure with an Apple Pay or a PayPal as long as you have it established with the credit card.
Because Apple Pay doesn't actually use your actual credit card number. It's a rolling card number. And so they can have it and do with all they want with it, but it's useless after it's used. So.
Yeah. And obviously be kind of wary of any of the retailers that may ask for you to only use your digital wallet or prepaid money cards or any type of non-traditional payment methods. Sure. Those are red flags.
Another big one to just be conscious of is a lot of these brands offer like 0% financing for up to 12 months or something like that. And then what a lot of people don't realize is after that 12 months, day one, you get charged all of the interest for that full year. Interest doesn't just start on day 366 or 7 or whatever it is if there's a leap year. So that's just another thing to be conscious of because it can really cost you a lot if you thought you were saving money and then you're like, oh, I didn't make the final payment.
All right. Be aware. Buyer beware. For sure, especially during July. This is The Upswing presented by Horicon Bank.
It's like playing baseball in the house.
Mom, Dad broke the window.
Without the risk of...
Again.
That. Every Thursday at 8:40, play virtual baseball on Wisconsin's Morning News. Step up to the virtual plate and test your mettle against the best.
Swing and a drive to right.
It's virtual baseball, presented by Siding Unlimited. Only played here on WTMJ.
Hey, Wisconsin, WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac. Hey, go where summer leads you and drive inspired year-round in the new Mazda or Mazda-certified pre-owned model that's right for you. Connect with Holiday for their low, simplified price, more for your trade, then stack that savings with the season's best offers to lower your bottom line in payment. Score generous customer cash on many, or well-qualified buyers can lock in finance rates as low as 0% on favorites, like the invigorating Mazda 3 hatchback, Mazda CX-5 or CX-30, the rugged and refined Mazda CX-50, or the roomy and responsive 3-row Mazda CX-90. Which Mazda's right for you? Treat yourself to a test drive and find out. Team Holiday's fun, simple, and pressure-free buying approach and genuine guest care makes fans of drivers from all over Wisconsin. I'm one of those fans and confident you will be too. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac and online at holidaymazda.com. Holiday Mazda. It's worth the trip.
Make the most of summer when the Brewers take on the Nationals July 12th through the 14th, featuring a Brewers Image Viewer giveaway and Cerveceros Day festivities. Get on board at brewers.com/tickets.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert, owner of Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage, with a tip for today's home shoppers. You already know inventory is low and both competition and home prices are high. That's probably why you should not go with your bank or your real estate agent's mortgage pal for your pre-approval. You see, the banks have lots of branches, fancy headquarters, vice presidents and assistant vice presidents. And the loan officers who get referrals from real estate agents, they're typically very highly paid. Who do you think pays for all that extra expense? Turns out it's you. High overhead and high compensation naturally translate into higher closing costs. At AccuNet, our extreme efficiency and low overhead mean your closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 lower than banks and other lenders for exactly the same rate. Don't let your hard-earned money on fire. Get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval today by clicking on the blue button and put the money you'll save in closing costs towards something for your new home. That's ACCUNET.com.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Comfort Awnings. You've heard me talk about the wonderful new retractable awning the team at Comfort Awnings installed at my home. Now I can have all the cookouts and get-togethers in my backyard with some extra shade and relaxation for my guests. Comfort Awnings is a local family-owned company in Burlington that provides expert installation in southeast Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Now until the end of July, you can receive $400 off any awning or screen. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com to learn more.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Jeff Sherman. Let's give away a gift card to the Mine Shaft restaurant in either Hartford or Oshkosh. The Sherman family who live in the North Shore. Even in this beautiful summertime period, I want to get the kids out of the house, away from the Xbox, out of the attic, into the $2 million game room at the Mine Shaft. Mom and Dad can have great pizza, maybe a drink at the bar. The kids can hang out in the game room. Caller number 6 at 855-616-1620 gets a gift card to the historic Mine Shaft and a friendly reminder that Thursdays, that's today, feature buy one, get one free pizza. All right, joining us on the Tri-County Contracting Hotline, Eddie Sturkey is the Executive Director of the Easttown Association. The Easttown Association is putting on the annual Bastille Days Festival here in downtown Milwaukee. The iconic 43-foot Eiffel Tower replica has already gone up in Easttown near Cathedral Square Park, which means Bastille Days is here. Ooh. Eddie, how you feeling?
Hey guys, how you doing? You know, I'm surrounded by food right now, but now I really want the Mine Shaft. I'm a big fan of that.
Right, that's good. That's good. Nice. Well, that will lead. What's new in terms of food this year at Bastille Days? That's a perfect segue.
We got a lot of old favorites that have been here almost since the beginning. So Alliance's Francais beignet stand, which is everyone's kind of favorite. They really have helped kick off the festival since almost 40 years ago. And then we have 2 new additions this year. One of them is Shuckers. It's like a seafood concept that's also based in the 3rd Street Market. And then Keggles Inn, we partnered with on Oktoberfest, which we're bringing back to the park again this fall. And they're a new addition. But otherwise, a lot of old favorites. Cream and Crepe La Nieppe, which is a really great French restaurant. Alliance's Beignets, as I mentioned before. And then Lake Park Bistro from Bartolotta's. So you really can't beat that.
Wow.
All right. So Milwaukee's annual 4-day French theme celebration begins today, Eddie. Tonight, 9 p.m. What's happening? I'll be there. I'm already stretching a little bit. If you watch online, you're seeing studio, I'm kind of like getting ready.
It's 4 days of almost chaos leading into it, and then 4 days of just absolute fun once it starts. And Milwaukee's oldest and largest free community event and cultural festival in the downtown area. And 9 o'clock, storm the Bastille. So, back again since 1980 and bigger than ever before. So we actually capped our actual registration at 4,500. And we anticipate surpassing that this year. We usually have a lot of people that show up that don't register, which we're fine with. Storm the Bastille actually acts as one of the biggest fundraisers for our festival overall. So we always encourage people to register. Plus, when you do, you get a T-shirt. You get, until we run out, you get a free beer or water this year. But if you also just come down and want to participate in the race, that's fine too. We just ask you to purchase a beverage or make a small donation and just have a good time.
All right. Very good. Any unique challenges just with closures and parking given the RNC next week?
So far it's kind of been the opposite. So what's nice is that most of the RNC activities all happening, 5 blocks from us west of the river. So if anything, the Easttown area of Milwaukee is completely open, and we're looking to bring everyone to our area of the neighborhood. And we even partnered with Power Parking, who has 3 adjacent parking garages a block away from our festival. And if people use the code PARIS, they can get 25% off. So even if you're not coming down to our festival directly and just want to come down to a local restaurant or business in the Easttown area, feel free to take advantage of that. Code is PARIS at any of the Power Parking lots.
All right.
Always making it easy.
That's right. That's what it's all about. So the Easttown Association, quickly, Eddie, unlike Westtown Association and some of the other business improvement districts in downtown, is truly a membership-driven organization that puts this event, Jazz in the Park, the Saturday Farmers Market on. How is the organization funding, and kind of what have been some of the unique opportunities and challenges around fund development, knowing that it just takes so much work and sweat equity to put on large-scale events like this?
Yeah, a lot of people do confuse us with one of the tax-funded bids, and unfortunately we are not. We have been around since the late 1960s and very, very active with our community events since, I want to say, over 40 years through Bastille Days. Easttown actually helped kick off a gallery night downtown and has been involved in a lot of initiatives that still on today through other organizations. But we're funded strictly through donations, our beverage sales, and our sponsorship. And so anyone that's out there, we have an active fundraising campaign right now where we're trying to surpass $100,000 this year. So you can go to our website. Otherwise, we'll have QR codes all over our events this season. And, come down, grab a beverage. Even if you're at Jazz in the Park or Bastille Days, that helps us out a lot.
Very good. We'll see you at Storm the Bastille tonight. Eddie Sturkey, Executive Director of the Easttown Association. Bastille Days begins tonight. Wisconsin's Midday News is up next, and then Brewers baseball this afternoon.
As men get older, benign prostatic hyperplasia, commonly known as an enlarged prostate gland, often becomes a problem, with symptoms ranging from mild to life-disrupting. To help us